close with some other comments. I've been asked this weekend about the remarks that Governor Corbett has said related to gay marriage and incest. And this is my first public speech since then, and it's very difficult to do. I generally stay out of the fray on these. I am solely focused on open government, but I really felt compelled to speak about this briefly, and since this was my first public speech, I'd like to point out that I have stayed out of weighing in on these, whether it's about women and ultrasounds or comparing in legal briefs the marriage of gay marriage to the inability of 12-year-olds to make a contract. But with this recent comparison of gay marriage to incest, I really struggled with this all weekend. I didn't get much sleep, and I felt I had to say something. I have no illusion that my voice will alter this argument or end this debate, and I believe, however, that I was reading this quote from Emerson, and he said, "You think that your silence on certain topics, perhaps in the face of injustice or unkindness or mean-spiritedness, cause others to reserve judgment of you or perhaps even to think better of you. But it's the opposite, and your silence is very loud." And on this human rights issue, I feel compelled as a public servant to add my voice to the chorus of those that are denouncing those remarks. But I want to make this clear. I don't do it in anger. I actually raise my concerns in sadness. I find that the governor's remarks were sad, and I find his apology half-hearted. He's got a team of intelligent, thoughtful staff around him who I deal with on a regular basis, and I'm surprised that he has such a fundamental misunderstanding and an apparent overt meanness about any issue, let alone a human rights issue. When you're dealing with children and laws, children can never consent. But to make that comparison, I think, is a disservice. And I guess I'm a political animal. In some ways, I find that I've always been taught that politics is a game of addition. And so it seems a poor choice for an executive of a commonwealth to be so derisive of a portion of citizens and to forget that there are public servants who come to work every single day to serve the public who feel very differently than he does about gay marriage. There are people in my office who are adamantly and strongly opposed to gay marriage. I care about those people. I work with them daily. They're my friends. We come together to serve the public. And the governor, as all citizens, certainly have a right to his opinion and his own moral compass. There are many people in my family that share his moral compass on this. But as a public leader, does he not also have the responsibility to find common ground that unites us as fellow citizens for the difficult issues that face this Commonwealth? His apology talked about the legality of synopsing what's legal in the law and what isn't. Okay, well, let's talk about that. Children can never consent, and those laws that are in place to protect them are appropriate. Adults, however, can consent, and we need to sit down and have a rational discussion about it no matter where we are. I meet with members of the legislature and the governor's staff, some of them who are in this room, who I admire, and who on a daily basis express different ideas than I do, as far as the East from the West, in some instances. Some who hold the same views as the governor. But yet in those meetings, I've only been met with dignity and respect for my service to the Commonwealth. These men and women, senators, representatives, Democrats, Republicans, recognize that they lead a diverse group of people, and they keep their eye on the ball of improving the Commonwealth. And I think, in closing, that it's time for us to look back to our first governor, William Penn, who said that oppression makes for a poorer country, and I believe it also makes for a poorer Commonwealth. And I'll take any questions on anything. I'm hoping to stick to open records, but you can't really do that after saying something like that. So thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to take them.